Con, yeah, we rolling right here.
Yeah, we rolling right here too. I'll let you get the Wi-Fi on the side. We're gonna crank it up. All right, Shalom.
Shalom.
Shalom. All right, we brothers here from the Great Millstone Atlanta camp. We have a special guest with us, the brother Bataman, he right here.
Shalom.
Yeah, the brother Bataman from the Houston camp. Joining us on the live stream tonight. He's trying to work out some technical difficulties on the side with the phone, but he's joining us with us tonight for a live stream. Lord willing, we do hope and pray that it's edifying. Of course, we want to give all praises, all glory and honor to
Yahweh, Ba'Hashem, Yahweh Shai, Ba'Hashem, Kakadash.
Hey, double honors to the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone who taught us this truth and that rule and teach well, and as always, peace, love, and be blessed unto the elect. As you brothers and sisters can see, the topic of the video going into end time prophecy, dealing with World War III and the Valley of Yahweh Shabbat. Okay, now when you go into the scriptures from the beginning to end of this book, the volume of the book is the spirit of prophecy, which is the testimony of our Lord and Savior, and a key prophecy, which is probably the second biggest prophecy in the Bible, is World War III. Because the biggest prophecy in the Bible is the return of the Son of Man.
Right.
The return of Yahweh. But what comes right after that is World War III. That's huge. Then you got the MOTV. Okay? So we want to go into World War III and how this thing is going to develop, okay, according to the scriptures. Because it's important to understand how these prophecies is going to roll out, man. Okay, one prophecy is not going to happen if the other prophecy is not set up to happen first. So it's an order to the prophecies, man. Right. Okay? For instance, Yahweh Shai is not going to come before the MOTV is implemented. Yahweh Shai is not going to come before World War III. Okay? Well, I'm sorry, World War III is not going to come after Yahweh Shai returns.
Right.
Okay, so there's an order, there's a structure that's laid out on these prophecies. So when we go into World War III, we understand that the MOTV got to come first. Then World War III got to come. So as we're seeing the development phases of World War III, then we must know that the MOTV must be close. Because why? Because scriptures speak about wars and rumors of wars. Okay? Now what's happening, you see a friction going on amongst all these other nations. When you read the scriptures, you have God, you have Magog, and then you got Babylon the Great. Okay? The seven heads and the 10 horns, the beast, which is NATO. These two forces are going to collide in end time prophecy and bring about what the world calls World War III. Okay? But the prophecies are encoded and they're written in a codified way to where only the elect can understand it. Because everybody, when they read the scriptures, they don't understand that.
Right.
Okay? So, matter of fact, let's start at Isaiah chapter 34 and read from the top.
This is Isaiah chapter 34 and verse 1. It says, "Come near, ye nations, to hear, and hearken, ye people. Let the earth hear, and all that is therein, the world and all the things that come forth of it."
Yeah, so this is basically a decree that's going out. This is a calling from the Lord. The Lord said, all nations, come here. Everybody, come listen to what I'm about to say right here. Go ahead.
Verse 2. "For the indignation of the Lord Yahweh is upon all nations."
Everybody, the Lord is mad at every nation. It's not one nation on the planet Earth right now in which Yahweh Ba'Shem is not mad at, including Israel. But you got these guys from the Sakari talking about that there is no such thing as a 2/3 in America. Well, that statement alone proves that the Lord is pissed off at you.
Right.
For even making a felonious statement like that. Okay? For even fixing your mouth to even say that the 2/3 is not talking about America shows you why the Lord has indignation upon all nations.
Right.
Including Israel. Go ahead.
It says, "And his fury upon all their armies."
All their armies. So notice this is talking about warfare. Okay? Because it says all of their armies. So just because the Lord is using China and Russia and Iran and these different nations to bring about World War III doesn't mean that he's not pissed off at them. Okay? See, the Lord works in a very majestic, mysterious way. So he'll use somebody to bring about judgment, but at the same time, he will judge the person that brought the judgment.
Yeah.
Okay? So he could knock off 2 in 1 stone. Okay? So just because Russia plays a major role in the destruction of Babylon the Great doesn't mean that Russia is the Lord's favorite.
Well, it says that our face against God and make God.
Yep, and prophesy against
They still Edomites at the end of the day. The Lord ain't dealing with no damn Edomites. The Lord they just a chess piece on the board that the Lord gonna use to bring down America. Read probably that. Read Revelation 13. It mentions how the feet of the beast is the bear. The bear is the Russians.
Yep.
The feet represent the end or the last. So the Russians are going to be the end of this system. They Edomites, of course, but they Lord is using their ass, man.
That's right.
You know.
to bring about their destruction. Yep, go ahead, Rockstar.
Time. It says, continuing in verse 2, it says, He hath utterly destroyed them. He hath delivered them to the slaughter.
Yeah. So that gathering of the nations in the Middle East, primarily, and what the scripture speak about, they shall go to a land that's desolate and barren.
Barren, desolate, yep.
Well, what is that talking about? It's talking about the Saudi Arabian Peninsula,
That's right.
the Valley of Yahweh. Oh, look at that. Come on, man. It looked like it. I don't know if it looks like it. Like that's a picture of the Saudi Arabian Peninsula. You know, but that's where World War III is going to spark off at. Okay? Because when you look at that area on the map, I can't pull it up right now, but if you look at that area on the map, that's a central haven for both alliances, because you got Iran, Iraq, Afghanistan, you got Israel, you got so Russia has allies and America has allies in that area.
Yeah.
So what they're doing is they're trying to push their militaries close enough to that area to fight.
Yeah.
That's why you got this whole Russia and Ukrainian debacle.
Yeah.
You know, that's why you got these different China and Taiwan, and you got these different aircraft carriers and vessels trying to move in to the Persian Gulf.
Yeah.
Okay, because they're trying to get themselves in position to fight this war.
Yeah. And if I can say too, I did a lesson on it a while back, but when you look at that land of Saudi Arabia, America has military bases set up all throughout that.
Yeah.
That's the spirit too, because like the elder was going into, see, war is about positioning. So, you know, if you can position yourself as close as you can to the enemy, like the elder said, the whole situation in Ukraine, that's all, you know what I'm saying, that tension, a lot of that tension has to do with the Ukraine being kind of on the NATO side and whatnot, but it's all about, like, that's why they have like airspace, you know, with the airspace they have they have different boundaries.
Right.
Yep. So
Yeah, because really, Russia's just trying to acquire a piece of land that was already there. So
That was
it was
it.
taken away from them in the 90s.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
that's how, NATO was trying to swoop in and take that piece from them.
Yep.
You know, so they're really just taking back what's theirs, which is going to put them in a better position as well.
Which is a prophecy
Yeah.
in what was that, Ezekiel the 38th
Yeah,
chapter.
chapter.
They say I will put hooks in their jaws. That means what? The Lord's gonna revive that USSR spirit. Now the USSR stands for the United Soviet Socialist Republic, which that's where Russia came out of. Okay? It came out of the USSR. Remember Street Fighter?
Yeah.
Yeah, Zangief.
Yeah.
Zangief. He always repped the USSR,
Yeah.
which is the United Soviet Socialist Republic. Okay? And Ukraine was a part of this. You had a number, I think it was about 27 some odd nations that was a part of the original USSR, but then they had infighting and they ended up breaking off. And the Lord said he was going to put hooks in their jaws, talking about God and Magog. And when you put hooks in somebody's jaws, that means you're doing what? You're turning them back.
That's right.
So that's an analogy of the Lord turning them back to that spirit. So that's what they're doing. Vladimir Putin saying, man, basically this land is ours.
It's
We're going
ours.
to take it.
Yep.
And we're going to make y'all conform back to this alliance.
So
So we can fight. Okay, that's why when he first invaded Ukraine, the first thing he said was, he said, we're not going to war with them. He said, this is a military operation. Meaning that he's setting something up for a particular purpose.
Right.
Okay? So that's what we see happening on a broad
He
scale.
said a lot in that interview.
He did.
With
Tucker
Tucker
Carlson.
Yeah, he said a lot in that interview, and in that interview, he went through the whole, Tucker tried to veer him off track, but he's like, no, we're gonna go into this history of why we're in this position. It's just like Apostle Tahara says all the time, in order to understand the mystery, you gotta understand the history.
That's it.
So he was going into the history of the relation between Ukraine and Russia, and at the end of the day, when you go through it, Ukraine was just Russia or USSR before that, so he's just, again, acquiring back what was already rightful, their land. And just like the bishop said, you have to know the geography too when you're reading the scripts in Ezekiel with God and Magog.
I got that too, bro.
Oh yeah, y'all can go.
I'll just read real quick. This is Ezekiel 38, since we brought it up. And 3. Matter of fact, I started 2. Son of man, set thy face against Gog, the land of Magog, the chief prince of Meshach and Tubal, and prophesy against him.
Right, so now you have these felonious Christians out here. They'll read that, but then they'll attribute that to who? Japheth.
Yeah, that's right.
Because technically speaking, they did God, Magog, Meshach, Tubal. They were the sons and the descendants of Japheth.
Right.
But we're dealing with geographical locations now.
Right.
All right, because nations migrated and moved. So when we dealing with end time prophecy, the Lord is signifying that it's the inhabitants of those particular lands.
Today.
So who inhabits those lands?
Right.
The Russians. Okay, which were Edomites. Okay, because you got to remember when Esau was, pushed forth from among men, you had Esau that dwelt in the Caucasus region of Georgia, Russia, Austria. You had Edomites in that area. Now, if you go north of the Caucasus, you go up into Russia.
Yeah.
You go up into Russia. I believe Armenia is not too far from there. So you had Edomites that went north, and then when you go south, you go into Turkey. Which those are also, Turkey is and when you read the scriptures, Turkey is known as Gomer. Okay? But you have Edomites in the land of Gomer.
Right.
Okay? That's what the first, when we go into the Ottoman Turks, we're going to the first, that's really the first quote unquote civilization of Esau after the Dark Ages. They went into Turkey. And they started to set themselves up as the ancient sultans. Okay, they started to portray themselves to be Arabs. Okay, because you got the Ottoman Turks. The Ottoman Turks is nothing but Islamic Edomites. That look, but they got that weird Arab look. But they don't really hit. They don't really hit like an Arab. So I'm just saying all this to give the understanding on the scripture. You have Edomites in those lands. Go ahead.
It says, and say, thus saith the Lord Yahweh, behold, I am against thee, O God, the chief priests of Meshach and Tubal, and I will turn thee back and put hooks into thy jaws, and I will bring thee forth, and all thine army, horses and horsemen, all of them clothed with all sorts of armor.
Right, so stop right there. So we, like Apostle Carr said, we got to get the meat off of all that bone. Okay? So it said, I will turn thee back. Well, the first thing he said was, I am against thee.
Yes.
Okay? So although they're playing a major role in end time prophecy, let's not forget that they're not going to rise up after World War III neither.
Right.
Because when this Third World War is fought, it's going to cripple all the markets. It's going to cripple all of the different, and you ain't going to be able to fly.
Yeah, right.
You're not going to be able to trade. Okay? You ain't gonna be able to sell ships to America no more. Okay? Everything is gonna be completely jacked up.
Right.
Okay? So they're gonna do a detriment to themselves also. Okay, we're talking about thermonuclear war. So powerful that the earth is gonna shake.
No, the scriptures say, Salaki, but the scriptures say, why do the heathen imagine the vain thing? And the scriptures clearly going to how Israel is up next. So that's why the scripture, even when you read Jeremiah 49, when it says woe to was that Moab, I believe. But the scriptures all clearly speak against the other nations.
Right.
If I may say too, because like you gotta understand, just like we're going into the history and the geography of why things are going down now. That's why it's pivotal to go into the book of Genesis too. You gotta read Genesis 36 and the descendants of Esau. All of these are the different dukes of Esau battling it out.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? You had the Duke of Teman, all these different dukes. This may be one of the dukes.
Absolutely. It absolutely is.
Yep. It's a little bit more. It says, even a great company with bucklers and shields, all of them handling swords.
Yeah, now who's the great company? BRICS.
Right.
Brazil, Russia, India, China, South America, and also those people that have alliances with those 5, 6 countries. South Africa, South Africa. Okay? But you got people that have alliances with them. Okay? For instance, Egypt, Libya. Okay?
UAE.
Yeah, UAE.
I believe Cuba and Venezuela.
Yep.
They getting
They
more.
just joined up.
That's the spirit. So technically South
Yes,
America.
South
Yeah,
America.
South
Well,
America.
there's also a list of countries waiting to join.
Yes, everybody's on backlog right now.
Right.
You know, they gotta just, rush like, hey, give us some time, we gotta go through the paperwork.
If I can make a point about that, putting Luke back in the job, was Dr. Carter made that statement about Ukraine basically belonging to Russia. You know, because even if you look at how Russia and Putin went into Ukraine, he didn't go in there just like totally to destroy that land. It was he's doing it strategically.
That's why he said it was he said this is a military operation.
Yeah.
He didn't go in there just I'm just about to wipe this place away. That's why you look at the numbers. It's like it's a lot of Russians dying. You know, because his plan wasn't just go in there and just wipe away that area.
Yeah. I think that was the point.
It's a little bit more.
Oh, yeah. Verse 5, Persia, Ethiopia, and Libya with them, all of them with shield and helmet.
Yeah, because this leads to the point of the lesson, the gathering of the nations.
Right.
So it's not just America and Russia, these are the 2 big dogs.
Yeah.
It's like Terrence Crawford and Errol Spence. But you had undercards.
Oh yeah.
You know, you had other people that fought on the same card, but the main event, the main showdown is what? America and Russia.
That's it. Yeah.
Okay? That's the main event. Because them gonna be the ones that, and don't get it wrong, let me say this too. America gonna let loose.
Oh yeah,
Yeah, they got some shit.
America gonna let loose. A lot of these countries that you know of, and these big cities that you know of, they're gonna get blasted.
Yeah.
They're gonna get hit too. That's why it's called World War III.
Yep.
Okay?
Yeah.
It's not just just America's just gonna be the only land that get touched.
Right.
Yeah.
No.
Missiles flying.
America got an arsenal too.
Moscow gonna get touched.
Yep.
London gonna get
Yeah.
touched.
Shanghai.
China.
All these cities that y'all glorify. All these cities that got all these different idols erected, they gonna get touched.
Yeah.
Okay?
By chariots too.
Chariots gonna touch you up. Like the elder just said, so when we talk about the gathering of the nations, we're talking about the gathering of the nations. That's why I said, all of her bands, Egypt and Libya, Ethiopia with. Okay? Is there some more in there?
It says, Gomer and all his bands, the house of Togarmah of the north quarters and all his bands, and many people with thee.
Yep. So that's pretty much the point, man. Many people with thee. That's why the Lord said, gather all the nations. Come hear this. Come listen to this. I have indignation upon you. And the slain of the Lord is going to be many. Which when you go into the next chapter, in the 39th chapter, the first occupation that's going to be carved out for you other nations is going to be cleaning up all the dead bodies and skulls and bones and everything. Because it's going to be the slain of the Lord is going to be many. You think when we come down in our power and our glory, we're going to be touching that shit? When we sit up here telling you,
Doing the dirty work.
we sit up here warning the whole world about what's going to happen, and we got to come down here and clean y'all shit up too.
Hey, the WikiLeaks, they gonna be in the forefront of that, man.
Should dig them out.
Rothschilds, you go to the banking families, they get like 100 years old.
Yeah.
10 back surgery. Yeah, that's you gonna have to work, man.
Mm-hmm.
You ain't getting new bodies in the kingdom. That's what we said in the nation of Israel.
Yeah.
You're gonna have to work 90, 105 years old, and you're gonna be down there crocking down, putting down, what's it, put down the markers.
Yeah.
That's
Markers
gonna
down,
be, that's gonna be the first task in the kingdom.
Die, we're gonna bring him back.
Die, bring you back in the same old crusty body.
Not always go into it.
You gotta figure it out.
So like,
Nah, you got that.
that's a laborer's work to because I work in the funeral industry too. So like, the type of work that I do, hey, digging up those graves,
Right.
hey, that's a task in itself. Hey,
Man.
definitely sweat on your brow. I would tell you.
Right, yeah. Yeah. Well, that was it.
That was it.
Yeah, let's
I think it's one more verse on that, Isaiah
Okay.
34.
Isaiah 34 and verse 3. It says, their slain also shall be cast out,
Yep.
and their stink shall come up out of the carcasses.
Yeah, man, it's gonna be death in the earth. The spirit of death is gonna be in the earth. Like I said, it's not just only gonna be America that's gonna be war torn. Look at Gaza.
Right.
Hey, before the missiles hit, the Lord can have it set up to where an American city get hit by something.
Yes.
DC could get hit by something. LA could get hit by something. Chicago could get hit by something. Get hit by an attack.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Okay? Or somewhere in China could get hit by something. Somewhere in, one of the NATO allied countries could get hit by a surprise attack.
Right.
See what happened to Hiroshima and Nagasaki? So we know that the Lord is not opposed to, friction here and there.
Right.
But the totality of the prophecy is the destruction of America.
That's right.
That's it.
That's why the Lord pinpoints that, because we have to be delivered out of this.
That's right.
That's why it's being expressed in the scriptures, because we need to be delivered from it. But there's other parts of the world that's going to get hit also.
Yep.
And Jake is going to need to be delivered out of that. But the bulk of the elect is in America. So we got to figure out how to get right with our Lord to get delivered from this. Because you got certain Israelites that's of the elect, that's not in America, that's going to get delivered.
Yep.
I got a precept to that.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just gonna go straight to the point of it. Isaiah 11 and 11. It says, I'll start at 10. It says, in that day there shall be a root of Jesse, which shall stand for an ensign of the people. To it shall the Gentiles seek, and his rest shall be and his rest shall be glorious. Verse 11, the point, it says, and it shall come to pass in that day that the Lord shall set his hand again the second time to recover the remnant of his people, which shall be left from Assyria,
There you go. Yeah, that's it. How you
Right.
running it?
and from Egypt, and from Pathros.
On the TV, you can't see it, but it says toward the planet Earth.
Come on.
Come on, man.
Can't see that.
That's the brothers I thought that.
That's a spiritual
Because Jake is everywhere. It's probably a Jake somewhere on this picture doing some shit. Right.
But that's a great title. Toward the this is we're reading
I'll tell you
the
that.
Yep. So
Wow.
Like the whole time, everything we go into, we like it come up.
Yeah.
it says you got it too.
No, you got it.
It says which are left from Assyria and from Egypt and from Pathros and from Cush and from Elam
Yep.
and from Shinar.
So you got our people that are scattered amongst all of those nations that needs to be delivered from that, because they make up that number of the elect. Okay? But the Lord specifies Babylon the Great because the destruction is coming here.
Yeah.
Certain of those areas, it's not going to be mass destruction coming like it's going to be coming here.
Right.
Okay? So we definitely got to make sure we on our P's and Q's, because we in the belly of the beast.
That's it.
We ain't on some farm land in Mongolia somewhere.
Yeah.
We ain't that crowd of the dispersed Israelites that's in, a foreign land, on the countryside, that still know our roots and heritage.
Right.
We came over here and we got totally destroyed, man.
Yeah.
So we gotta know these prophecies, man.
They have I did a video maybe a week or two ago. The title of "We Live," like America is taking time bomb or something like that. We write like that's like us in this room. It were different like nations We trying to get out. It's literally a bomb right there. So counter's going down 10.
Yep.
We trying to figure out how to get out. That's like us here in America.
Yeah.
It's a bomb ready to go off, but it's already pre-written for certain members of the elect to get out.
You ever play one of them escape rooms?
Yes,
I heard about it, yeah.
You got to find the clues to find the key to get out the door. And that's weird enough. A reality escape room.
Big escape room. Yeah.
Yeah.
And the key is the prophecies and knowing the prophecies, teaching the prophecies. You know what I'm saying? And finding those keys. The main, and then you get to the main key is the name, ultimately. But you know, if you get the final key to get up on a chariot, you know what I'm saying? And I'll just finish this off and y'all, you guys know this. It says, and from Hamath and from the islands of the sea. So it just encompasses everywhere. You know what I'm saying? That just, you know, just for sake of time, we can get into each and one of those of who they are today, but for the sake of time, that just encompasses everywhere on the earth.
And you know what? You know that makes sense because what scripture said the earth is given into the hand of the wicked.
Yep.
The whole earth and then the beast system encompasses everything. It ain't just America. Even though America is the primary place of salvation and is what the main target for destruction.
Yep.
But there's Jake's on the other side of the world that's catching hell under Esau and the system. You know, so it makes sense for them to, you know.
And then, like you say, even the countries that ain't even NATO allied, they still got their tentacles over there.
Yeah.
They still got their tentacles over there. You got U.S. embassies. You can actually bomb American land on foreign soil. So it's like they have spread their tentacles far. Their branches are all over. That's how you know that the white man gotta be the wicked.
Yeah.
You could go to China, and China, America's in debt like a motherfucker to China.
Yeah.
But you got American influence all over China and Japan. They didn't bomb the ass off of Japan. And Japanese people love coming to America. That's because this is the wicked. So we know that the beast, that has to be NATO. Because look at the influence that NATO has on the world.
Right.
Okay? You can find every nation of people either in America or the UK. They love going to fucking London or America.
Real quick, to add on to that, this is Psalm 37 and 35. I have seen the wicked in great power and spreading himself like a green bay tree.
That's it.
Like you said, Esau got his tentacles, the beast system basically got his clutches, like the image of the AI image of the damn snake that got the whole coiled around the earth. That's Esau, man. That's him spreading himself. Interconnected. The military brothers mentioned different embassies set up here and there.
But then we did a lesson last night in one body.
Oh my God.
Esau is the Lord doesn't hate Esau no more. You know. But like brothers going into, the influence of the world is under Esau. So that means we would have to wait. If Esau is not the devil, then we would have to wait until another nation rises up.
Right.
We gotta wait Jeff, you know.
We gotta wait on another nation. So
if the white man ain't the devil, then bro, we gonna die before y'all shot come in. Because it's like, damn, like it gets worse than him. You know? But I want to make a point on what you just read, Elder, because even when you talk about a demolition or breaking something down with something that's spread, the best thing to do is centralize it first. So if Esau has spread his tentacles and his stuff all over the world, it's best to centralize it, which is why all the nations are being gathered. The Lord is bringing everybody into one spot so he can hit the center of it, of the whole world. Because the military is really the center of the universe. Not the center of the universe, but the center of the earth. You know,
Next verse, go right with that. He just said, verse 36. Yet he passed away, and lo, he was not. I sought him, but he could not be found.
Right. You see that? So if you want to, let's use a tree for an example, right? Since the scriptures just said he spread forth like a green bay tree, right? Let's say you got a big ass tree in your backyard, right? And you say, "Now I want this tree out of my yard." So you hire somebody to come cut the tree down. They're cutting branches. They're cutting everything down to where when the tree falls, it's all over the yard.
Right.
So the best way to destroy it is to gather it all into one area and dispose of it. That's what the Lord is doing with all these militaries.
Yeah.
He's bringing them into one area so he can dispose of them, man. So he can get rid of them. So it's not to benefit any of you fucking armies and militaries of you other nations. You and nobody else is getting ready to rise up into another superpower except for the house of David.
That's right.
The gathering of the other nations really entails the destruction of all the nations.
That's it. I got that. This is Revelation 16:16. And he gathered them together into a place in the Hebrew tongue called Armageddon. All right, which that word is Hamagadon, which is the gathering of the troops. All right, the gathering of the armies. But
yeah, really, it translates even deeper. You know, not it
Come,
translates
yeah.
deeper to the mountain of troops.
mountain of Shukran, yep,
Yep.
yep. So yeah, like the elder was going into, all the armies are being. It makes sense that they'll be centralized in one place because it's easier for judgment.
Yeah.
Well, let me just bring that out, all they ask, gather them all, because that whole area, like brothers going into that Fertile Crescent, that's been a hot spot for
Everybody want that.
since how long?
Yeah.
So it makes sense for them all to be center, and don't they say that's the center of the
Of the earth. Yep.
It's like a spiritual
Magic.
checkmate. I mean,
Yeah,
you play, they play chess, or the card you play chess. You know, it's got a spiritual checkmate.
Yeah.
The king, got the bishop, the
Yeah.
rook, the track. You know, you can't go nowhere, man.
And then you can't get to the actual King of Kings,
Right.
which is Yahushua.
Right.
Because really, if Yahushua had the kingdom on earth, that would be the first one that they would target.
Wow.
They know, but the Lord got an invisible kingdom. You know, that third temple. See, they don't know who's who. Vladimir Putin don't know who the elect is.
That's why, you know, when you go into the latter wars, the Crusades were such a big thing. They were just fighting for that one central location, which in that time was Jerusalem.
Yep.
You know, so there, in this case, it's like you said, our treasures are stored in heaven.
Yep.
And that's why the scriptures, there's a deeper meaning to it, but
Yep.
heaven is going to come down to earth. You know what I'm saying?
That's why the scriptures call us the hidden ones.
Right.
You know, because nobody knows really who the elect is.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
that's why we say even the hope for the elect. Because
Right.
hey, what if the Lord use us as a decoy, and the elect could be somewhere else?
Right.
Which we believe, you know, we are the hope for the elect,
Right.
because we're doing what the elect would do, right? But they're still members of the elect on the other side of the world.
Yeah, right.
So that Vladimir Putin, Joe Biden, none of the Rothschilds are even privy to, man.
Yeah.
So the Lord is going to keep them out of this. The elect ain't gonna have nothing to do with what y'all got going on in the Middle East.
Right. And well, the Lord said, "I'll come as a thief in the night." Hey, that's the elect is a part of that.
Yep. Right.
You know, that's heavy.
That's right, bro.
I got one.
But yeah, let's go and break them down.
This is Jeremiah chapter 49 and verse 10. It says, "But I have made Esau bare. I have uncovered his secret places, and he shall not be able to hide himself." It goes to show you that the so-called white man, they can't be of the elect, because they, like the brother was saying, the elect is hidden.
Right.
You know, you can't point if you're a member of the elect. Only
Right.
the Heavenly Father knows.
Right. See, we can point at Esau's elect.
Yeah.
You know, we can
Rothschild.
point Rothschild, the DuPonts,
Yeah.
Rockefellers, Vanderbilts. You know, we can point y'all elect out. That's easy.
Yeah.
But that's why Esau is so tyrannical,
Yeah.
and he just wants to destroy everything because he thinks getting rid of everything will get rid of all of the elect.
Because he's been revealed who he really is.
Right.
See, it was a point in time where Esau was able to hide behind the curtain. You know, but through the spirit of Yahweh Shem Yahushua, that curtain was lifted up, man.
That's part of his, not starting to cut you off, that's part of his, how you losing his power too.
Right.
Power is, secrecy and being able to hide and
Yeah.
move around,
Illuminati.
Illuminati,
Yep.
wiggle around in the shadows.
Yeah.
But the Lord, the serpent lifted, man.
Yeah.
Which the Illuminati is an oxymoron for you who don't know.
Exactly.
You're enlightened. That means people, you're going to be light.
Yeah,
You know what I'm saying? And then also, we know the script, the rich sit in low places.
Yeah, oh, yeah.
Whenever you talk about, all these drink, all rich, I got this money. No, real wealth is when you have privacy.
Right.
So the elect 144 are really the wealthy ones on earth.
Right.
Because nobody knows who they are.
Exactly.
You know?
Yeah, for sure.
I'll just finish this off. It says, and he shall not be able to hide himself. His seed is spoiled, and his brethren, and his neighbors, and he is not.
Yeah, he can't hide himself, man. And Esau is being, just like I said, the Lord is making him bare. So, and guess what we're doing right now? We're exposing Esau and the system, and on all fronts, man. You know, but it said he shall not be able to hide himself. So, all the things that he's doing behind closed doors, because there's another one. What's that? Psalm 64. Yeah, where it talks about it says he behind shoot in secret at the perfect.
Oh yeah.
I think it's 64 and 2.
Yeah, Psalm 64.
Yeah, but basically, yeah, he does all these things in secret, but guess what? He's being exposed. That's why you go on what? TikTok.
Right.
You go on all these different things, and guess what? He's being targeted. That's why, matter of fact, you got a lot of people that's saying what? Free Palestine.
Right.
Because of what? Because they're tired of it. They tired of the E. They're tired of the J's, man.
Yeah, the big bad bully.
Mm-hmm.
Which is like you said, which is the J's, man. Because it's tired of it, man. You know, the whole world is sick and tired of you, man. Because you've been exposed. Okay? So nobody really sympathizes with you no more. Everybody's trying to figure out how to fucking get rid of you, how to get them out of your neighborhoods. The Lord even exposed you in New York. You got those underground cave tunnels. Rats just looking just like a rat. You know? So your time is up. Your time is expired, Satan. Like the scriptures tell you, man, in the book of Revelation, the 20th chapter. You shall be loose for a little season to deceive the nations. That little season is expired. So now what the Lord is doing is he's making all of your armies and your military might go to one particular place to get judged. And listen, it costs billions of dollars to move a military.
Right.
I don't think a lot of people, us brothers understand, because see, we study. The Lord Yahweh Bashim put a prudent spirit on us to understand these things. But the average person in America is lazy. They don't understand how much it costs to really move a military, a country's military, okay, efficiently. Okay, this ain't just, going 30 deep to a party. You know, this is moving food supplies, aircraft carriers, your Air Force. You move your Air Force, you move your Navy, you move your
ammunition.
Say again?
Weapons, ammunition,
Yeah, weapons, ammunition. You gotta have food supply, clothing. You gotta have shelter. So imagine all the tents that they gotta put up. Okay, you have to pay people. Okay, you have certain people who specialize in moving military equipment, so you have to pay them. Okay, so it takes a lot of money.
Quick point. It costs millions of dollars just to test fire missiles. People don't take that into consideration. It costs millions of dollars just to test fire missiles.
Yeah. So you think these nations are playing when they actually moving into those areas? If they just move into those areas and then be like, all right, false alert, we're gonna move back to our quarters. They just wasted trillions of dollars.
Right. Yep.
No, this is a power grab. Everybody knows that once these nations converge into the Middle East, they will eventually fight.
Right.
They're not going there to just, have a stare down. They're if you see a military moving their fleet,
Right.
they about to fight.
You just saw Russia going to the Red Sea.
Yep.
I wonder how many nations are in the Red Sea right now. I've heard about so many nations moving their fleet to the Red Sea.
Yeah.
How China is messing around in the South China Sea right now.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? Like, just like the bishop and all the elders here saying, it's like, this takes time. What they say, time is money.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It takes hella manpower. Don't even talk about the technology.
Right.
War is money.
That's prime example. World War II, World War I. That's a prime example how America got out of debt.
Yep.
They just started producing For World War II.
Industrial
Yeah.
Revolution.
Industrial Revolution.
That's right, bro. You got to think about it also too. See, it's easy to move things through America because we have traffic systems, we have roads, we have railways, we have rivers. Okay. You go and try to move to a whole nother side of the world, and you don't have access to their railroads. Okay. Certain countries you don't have access to their roads, so they have to move really a lot of that stuff through what? Through sea.
Yeah.
But you have maritime law to where you can be in actual Russian waters. So now it becomes strategy. Okay, now you have to figure out a route to take
Yeah.
to where you won't impede upon other people's lands. Then you got to know where you're taking all of these military vehicles and missiles. Okay, which that's why it was easier for Esau to create what? The hypersonic missile, the intercontinental ballistic missile, so you could just keep it at home base and if it launched,
It's a
come
threat.
home.
Yeah.
Because imagine if that missile only went 300 miles. You see what I mean?
Yeah.
So the scientists said, listen, we're going to create something that can travel intercontinentally, okay, to where it can reach a destination of thousands of miles within minutes.
Yeah. Home.
That revolutionized war
Mhm.
to where the gathering of it really becomes just a manpower,
Yeah.
okay? But these missiles are going to be, a lot of these nuclear missiles are going to be launched from home base. The startup of World War III is going to be right there in the Valley of Yahweh Shabbat, and you have to have physical weaponry right there.
Yeah.
But the end all be all,
It's gonna escalate.
they come. That's why the scriptures say they gonna come from afar.
Yeah.
You know, they gonna come from the ends of the earth.
Yeah.
But it got a kickstart in the Middle East.
Yep.
So, I just wanted to make that quick point.
I got something. This is 2 Ezra 13:5. And after this I beheld, and lo, there was gathered together a multitude of men out of number from the four winds of heaven to subdue the man that came out of the sea. The brother wanted, that it says gather together a multitude of men out of number. So just like we're going into the lesson, all these nations, it's gonna be millions of men gathered together in that valley, man. You know, and ultimately they're gonna try to take down. It says subdue the man that came out of the sea. Ultimately, they're gonna try to take down Yahushua.
Right, if I can say too, that goes into the war in heaven in Revelation 12, because Christians think that Satan coming down and fighting the Most High, he's down here on earth. No, it's talking about what it says in 2 Ezra 13.
Not gonna say that chapter that's on point. That's more of a more detailed account of that.
Yep.
It's more in depth, the side of the chariot, and you read up and all that.
Because if I may say, just like the brother mentioned, and because I always link that Revelation 12 with what we just read in Isaiah 34. When you go in Revelation 12, it says heaven, and you go into that word, it's Uranos in the Greek, which means the vaulted expanse of the physical sky. So it's not, how these wacky-tacky Christians talk about, Satan fire. Went down the lightning to them. No, like he got kicked out of heaven.
Disobey God.
On some shit like that. This is actually talking about you're physically gonna see a chariot fight an F-35 fighter in the sky. And then you link that up with Isaiah 34 and understands what it says, and the host of heaven was pretty much dissolved. So now, okay, link that. Now you get the detail of the outcome of that battle. Hey, see?
Hey bro, floating. Now it's like floating in space.
Floating in space.
See,
I'm gonna say this for the voters on the TV.
Brothers can see what we seeing on TV. Every topic we go into the subject pops up on the TV. That's how you know. That's how you know it's true.
That's something real quick to go with that.
Yeah.
Something real quick. This is the book of Haggai 2:22. It says, and I will overthrow the throne of kingdoms, and I will destroy the strength of the kingdoms of the heathen.
Damn. Read that again.
That's a lot,
Yeah.
because that's a great precept. Because that's good news right there.
Yeah,
And that's coming from Haggai.
Gospel.
which Haggai's name is festive. So this is a thing to be, you know, to have to be festive about, you know, to hear something like this. You got it.
Yep, C1. It says, and I will overthrow the chariots. You mentioned, you know, fighter jets, going in the heavens. I will overthrow the chariots and those that ride in them. And the horses and their riders shall come down, everyone by the sword of his brother.
And this is what you call the climax of the movie.
Yeah.
The thing, when that turn of events, when you're outside, basically, because like, you know, like the right now, this is like the rising action. So like when you think of movies, right? There's different periods of the movie. But you have right now, this is that rising action. We're just getting to almost the rising action is reaching the climactic part. But that's right there where he just read. That's the climax, man. Where that's the heat of the moment where Yahushua is all these troops are gathering in that valley. And they read that, man. That was good, man, bro.
Yeah. This is you can apply it, you know, modern times. Because you got the heavenly chariots, and he also got his chariots, fighter jets, and the Space Force.
But we don't even really know what Space Force got.
Right. They ain't, exactly. They ain't really revealed what they, you know. Bible again, it's Haggai 2:22. I will overthrow the throne of kingdoms, and I will destroy the strength of the kingdoms of the heathen.
Notice it says kingdoms, plural.
Right.
That's why when we read Revelation 19 chapter, it said that Yahushua was Malak Shah Malakim wa Adawan Shah Adawan, King of Kings and Lord of Lords. So that because he's going to sit everybody the fuck down.
Having many crowns.
Have many crowns. Man, basically, you nation about to have to sit down.
That's right.
The Lord popping big stuff right now.
That's right.
You know, he popping it. He popping it on y'all. And he gonna come see about you.
That's right.
He ain't just doing all the talking in the air.
Right.
Like, you know, like Chris Brown and, you know, and all these other guys, Dre, you know, just Quavo.
Oh shit.
Everybody just popping, just putting it out in the air, but ain't getting no smoke behind it.
Yeah.
Catch a stain.
Like you
See, the
said,
Lord's gonna, the Lord's gonna get with you.
Yeah.
The Lord is going to get with you, nations, man. He's letting you know right now, okay, this is what I'm going to do. But then he's going to make good on that promise.
Right.
You know, man, when you really get into the spirit of it, man, it's time. All you heathens are sitting on these fucking podiums and you cutting these different cameras and these videos on and you just talking shit.
Yeah.
Talking big shit. Saying what you going to do. You sanctioning countries. Okay, you bombing, you kikes, okay? Running them up, justifying what's happening in Gaza. I mean, the Lord is getting ready to really get down on you, man. For the pride of thine heart have deceived thee, O thou that dwellest in the clefts of the rocks. You sinned, you have been found in breach. Go ahead, bro.
It says, and renowned, and I will overthrow the chariots and those that ride in them.
Yeah, talking about the military vehicles, like what the Elder Ramon just brought out in the book of 2nd Ezra, the 13th chapter. Speaks about a great multitude in their hosts that's going to fight up against the Lord. That's why I said to subdue the man that came out of the sea. That's talking about Yahushua. Okay? Because Yahushua is going to come out of the heavens. He's not going to come out of the actual ocean.
Right.
Okay? And you go into like Kasha Paulo broke it down.
See.
You know, but when you go into the sea represents the waters in this particular scripture.
Yeah.
Okay? Yeah, it represents the heavens.
Man, what?
Come on, bro.
Hey, bro, you can't make it
Anytime, bro.
We buy the TV from You all gotta go to that store.
Right, man. The sea represents the heavens because when you go into the word heavens in the Hebrew, it's Shemayim, which means waters. Because remember, in the beginning, the Lord divided the waters. Okay, the heaven. So every layer of the firmament is an actual type of water. Even what we in right now is a form
Yeah,
of water.
yeah, right.
So if you go to the different layers of the atmosphere, it's different forms of water. So when the scripture said that they subdued the man that came out of the sea, it's talking about Yahushua coming out of the heavens.
Right.
Yep,
Yeah.
you got it, bro.
Yep, it says, finished off, it says, and the horses and their riders shall come down, every one by the sword of his brother.
That's right, man. So everybody's gonna come out of the pit. That's why the scripture says they were scared, but yet they're fighting.
Because it's written already.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
When it's what was that, Revelation 17, and it says they coming out of Europe or the bottomless pit and going into perdition.
Yeah.
You know, it's already written that he's gonna be destroyed.
Mm-hmm.
You know, so Esau can't evade what the Lord has already got in store for him.
Right.
Most I will make them fight, you're
Yeah.
scared,
Yeah.
shook.
You just go right into the blood. Yeah.
They're gonna automatically gonna be shooting, they're gonna, they ain't got no
Yeah.
choice. They're gonna fight.
Same thing he did with Pharaoh.
Yeah.
Like I said, the Lord, like the elder said, the Lord's gonna have to put the spirit on them to fight.
Yeah, because you got to think a lot of these measly Edomites, the worst, and Kashpala, you could verify what I'm about to say, because I'm hypothetically speaking, but I'm kind of putting the shit together. But the weakest Edomites be in the Air Force.
They call them the chair force.
They call them shit.
You know, they ain't really putting no boots to ground.
Yeah.
Now you got Jakes in there that's about their life,
Yeah.
but you know Jakes just try to do stuff for a pretty penny.
Yeah.
But the Edomites that go to the Edomites that go to the Air Force, you know they're not really no big dogs out here. So you know they're gonna be oh my God.
Yeah.
You know they're gonna have little teddy bears on the steering wheels. This is our last ride.
Yeah.
You know,
Picture of the family.
yeah, had a childhood bear up there and shit. Taped up there and shit, a whole angel in front of them.
Yeah.
Crazy.
Right. You know, so I can see how they're gonna be scared.
Right.
You know, because you think about the air. I knew a little frail girl in high school that was in the Air Force. She was every bit of 5'6", 110 something weight. Fighting for the beast.
Yeah.
Like what?
I was gonna say most of the military they don't even qualify now. Like they can't even make the qualifications. Like they can't
Right.
even make the PT numbers.
They let shit pass.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
I keep going.
Yeah.
In verse 6, it says, "But I beheld, and lo, he had graved himself a great mountain, and flew upon it. But I would have seen the region or place whereout the hill was graven, and I could not. And after this I beheld, and lo, all they which were gathered together to subdue him were sore afraid, and yet durst fight."
Yep.
Yeah.
Meaning that chariot of Yahushua is going to be so big, you're not going to be able to make out the front or the back of it. That's why when the scripture say that every eye shall see the Lord, he shall block out the sun,
Yep.
because he's going to come in his majesty.
Yep.
You know, when you go into that scripture with, in the book of Matthew, I think it's the 24th chapter, where it says the Lord shall return with his angels in all of his glory.
Yeah.
When you go into that word glory in that particular verse, it says an exterior brightness. So when it says he's going to come with his glory, that's going to be that fathership that's going to come, and it's going to be bright. That's why the scripture speak about the brightness of his coming. Yeah, that's what that's going into.
Yeah.
So every eye is going to see Yahushua. You know, he's going to be bright, probably all kind of colors we probably didn't even know existed. You know, just twinkling, like if you see a star, it's just twinkling, and Yahushua is coming in that same majesty.
Yeah.
You know, that's all everybody's going to see is the majesty of Yahweh Yahushua.
And then
Every knee
this
shall
is
bow.
the reason why Apostle Tahar was like, you know, we may all get beat up in his ship.
Yeah,
That makes sense.
Yeah. One
Yeah.
ships.
All gonna be here.
Remember, Yahushua come back and come over the earth, and the earth could just look like a big disco ball.
What did it say?
Yeah.
The day of the Lord is dark and not light.
Yep,
So
that's
it's
right.
like,
Yeah, you're gonna light it out, man. The only thing you're gonna see is the light of Yahweh, is the light of the Son of Man.
Yeah, it's going to overshadow the sun.
Yep, it's gonna overtake all of the
It's going to eclipse the sun.
Son of righteousness and
Yep.
Malachi 4.
Yep.
Sun righteousness shall, I can't
Shall
word it,
rise.
but it's spelled S-U-N.
It said the sun, righteous shall
Yeah.
rise and healing in the wings.
The water, that's it. The water.
And Daniel 7 goes into the thousands and thousands of chariots that will come along with the shot.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
Revelation.
Yep.
That's some bad
So it's gonna be bright. You know the chariot, when the chariots come back, man, it's gonna be bright, man.
Right.
The scripture say, you know, like I say, the brightness of his coming.
Right.
Yep.
Okay, so he's gonna light it up. You know, he gonna literally block out the sun and the moon, and you're gonna see the majesty and the glory and the power of the only begotten Son of the Most High.
And this is when all the nations are gathered.
Yep, and it's coming.
That's what the priest said. It said that all of those that were gathered, they were afraid in their fight. You see, so the Lord is gathering these nations just to fight him and lose.
Yeah.
It's still a record.
Yeah, it's a little more. It says, and lo, and he saw the violence of the multitude that came. He neither lifted up his hand, nor held sword, nor any instrument of war.
Oh, that's a cut. Yeah, that's a cut. Because you got niggas that say that the Smith in Isaiah the 54th chapter is Yahweh Shai. Well, hold on. He just said he's not holding the instrument.
Right.
There's not, it's saying Isaiah the 54th chapter, he created an instrument to destroy. So if that's Yahweh Shai, why is he saying that he don't have an instrument right here? So Yahweh Shai don't have the weapon. So the Smith in Isaiah the 54th chapter is literally talking about these nuclear scientists.
Right.
That's what the Smith is talking about. These physicists.
Right.
These nuclear physicists, Oppenheimers, all these different German specialists, nuclear specialists that helped him, all the ones that got innovative and they continuously creating innovative ideas around the ICBM nuclear missile. That's the Smith.
What group says that?
Oh, they ain't even this group. It's a nigga.
Oh,
You know, the one nigga, the one nigga that used to be in our camp. I don't even, we don't even speak his name.
It's the ISO, man.
Yeah, ISO 101. You got it.
Alright, verse 10 says, but only I saw that he sent out of his mouth as it had been a blast of fire, and out of his tongue, out of his lips, a flaming breath.
Yep, like what the brother about the mind said, man. Lasers. Getting active.
Yep. And out of his tongue he cast out sparks and tempests. And they were all mixed together, the blast of fire, the flaming breath, and the great tempest,
Yep.
and fell with violence upon the multitude.
That links up with that scripture, rebukes with flames of fire. Okay? So it say out of his tongue, that's going into the stuff that he's gonna, because that's gonna be heavenly fire.
Yeah.
Yes.
Fire from the chariot.
Yep.
Talk about what's that, the mouth is just the door, you watch certain movies, like the door open up like a cannon stick out.
Yep.
That's what it's,
That's what that's going into. So that's talking about
Concentrated.
that concentrated heavenly fire, which is going to be different than the ICBM nuclear missile. The ICBM nuclear missile is created of the elements of the earth.
Right.
That fire is coming from the heavens. That fire is being.
It's different.
It's coming from a whole different
We
element.
don't even know.
Yeah, we don't even know how that. You know, we don't want to know.
Yeah.
You know, that's something for the heathen. You know, we just want to be spared, man. So that's what Yahweh Shai is coming with, man. He's coming with that fire. Okay? And the rebukes. Hey, who knows, man, when those missiles hit, man, a lot of the people that's in the nukes might hear the voice of the Most High.
Yeah.
You might actually hear the voice of the Most High rebuking you in that fire.
Yep.
Okay?
Feel like forever.
Yeah, go ahead.
It says, and out of his lips a flaming breath, and out of his tongue he cast, I read that already. Verse 11, and they were all mixed together, the blast of fire, the flaming breath, and the great tempest, and fell with violence upon the multitude which was prepared to fight, and burned them up every one.
Now notice it says prepared to fight. So if you prepare something, that's somebody else has to prepare something. So the Lord is putting the spirit on these other nations to fight.
Matthew 24.
Yep, Matthew 24th chapter. Just like the Lord is putting the spirit on Vladimir Putin Donald Trump.
The king's heart is in the hands of the
Yeah,
Lord.
that's it.
Oh, we know this.
The Lord is doing that to bring everybody. Everybody's going to play a particular role in end time prophecy.
Assembly.
Say again, bro.
In assembly.
An assembly.
Yep.
Okay. You know.
It says, so that a son of an innumerable multitude, nothing was to be perceived, but only dust and smell of smoke. When I saw this, I was afraid.
Yeah. That's it, man. So that's something that's terrifying.
Sure.
Okay. That's terrifying. You know, he's only writing what he saw. Okay? If you were to actually see that, you would be terrified and shaking in your boots.
Yep.
And that's what the Lord is going to actually have it manifest in this particular time we live in. It's going to be terrifying, man.
You are.
You know? You had that, you had something?
I had Exodus 15:3.
Yeah, bring it out real quick, then we're going to bring that out and we're going to wrap it up.
Exodus chapter 15, verse 3. The Lord Yahweh Shem Shai is a man of war. The Lord Yahweh Shem Shai is his name. So
Yeah.
again,
Yep, you got it, bro.
I would say that name is important. But also, as we're going into Yahweh Shem Shai is a man of war. Like we're going into something that's very strategic in war is gathering your enemies, or as they say in the world, your ops, getting them all in one area so you can just, hey, send them to the spirit world all at once.
Yeah.
You know?
And
Knock
even,
them down.
yeah, about to say too, even if the brother read Exodus 15:3, when you read Revelation 6th chapter, the Lord is the one who blessed Esau with that.
Yeah.
You know, with the sword. You know, to be able to maneuver like Alexander and his generals did. The Lord let them do it. He the one put the thoughts in their mind to take over the known world, man. You know, at that time. You know, so how can you know, really even come against what the scriptures say? You know, the Lord is a man of war. See, people want these Christians, the majority of the world just want to teach peace and love.
Right.
You know, but the Lord gives both sides, man. You know, he's a true power.
I was going to say in Ecclesiastes 3, it says there's war and then there's a time for war and there's a time for
that's
peace.
it. Yeah.
So you can't have peace until you have war.
Yeah.
That's when we're going to have an eternal rest.
Yeah.
Yep, you bring it out. Yeah, else to bring it out.
It's Revelation 16, and starting around verse 12. And it says, the angel poured out his veil upon the great river Euphrates, which is one of the major rivers that the Lord has always been dealing with. And I believe that's can I give another precept right quick?
Yeah, go ahead.
This is Joel, the 2nd chapter, starting on verse 20. But I will remove far off from you the north army, who represents America, okay? And will drive him into a land barren and desolate, and his face towards the east sea, which is the Euphrates. So I'm gonna drop that right quick and go back, Revelation 16, and what was that, verse 12? And it says, angel poured out his veil upon the great river Euphrates. Now there's been articles coming out, you know, scientists coming out saying that the actual river Euphrates is actually drying up. And that's what brothers are going into, is because, first of all, the Lord Yahweh Shah ordained it, and it's because of World War III, man. Okay?
You see that satellite image of that Omega sign?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Come on, man.
Satellite image. Oh my gosh. Oh, this is that's stuff. But it's still, you know, satellite image. It's heavy. Yeah.
Kind of.
Got it.
Continuing on in verse 12, and the water thereof was dried up, that the way of the kings of the east might be prepared, as the bishop was going into. Prepare for what? Prepare for war, man.
That's what it just said in the scripture he read. It said the men that were prepared to fight. So we know that who's preparing this then?
Yahweh Shah.
Right.
Hey, not Revelation, Romans the 13th chapter, he says the powers that be, Yahweh Shah ordained the powers.
Yeah. So he said they bear up the sword not in vain.
Yeah.
So just to land back off you too, my brother, he said you read it said that the kings of the east. Now when we go into the word Oriental, the word Oriental simply means Eastern. So who's the Orientals? From the Chinese.
Yep.
So that's the main way.
Well, they call that Eurasia.
You're ready.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's to make way for all of the other nations that's east
Right.
of that sea to come this, because it ain't for the people that's west of it.
Right.
And majority of the people that's west of the sea are all Europeans or
Right.
Arabs. When you go east of the Euphrates, you got a bunch of them Chinese nations over there. You know?
The scriptures is basically who needs to cross that river.
Exactly.
All of them, they gonna take Mediterranean Sea.
Yeah. But they
Shit like that.
yeah, right.
You know?
Exactly. They
Cross the Nile.
say the kings of the east, the Orientals.
Right.
So and guess who used that? Guess who used that to bring a lot of their military vehicles across? China did that last year. China used the Red Sea to bring their vehicles over into the Middle East, man. They already did that. Matter of fact, I'm gonna see if I can pull it up. They did that last year.
Yeah, I believe it was on like breaking news or something.
Yeah, they used the path of the Red Sea to bring their military vehicles. Because like we mentioned earlier in the lesson, it costs money.
Right.
So you know what they would have had to do if that Euphrates was still jumping? You know? But instead they could just use land.
Right.
You know, just drive their tanks over there. But if you get to the Euphrates River, you gotta figure out how to get them joints loaded.
Right.
Or if not, you gotta figure out a scenic route. You might gotta go super far north. Because you know you can't fly a whole bunch of tanks and stuff across that tank. It's too much.
Right.
So what perfect way than just to drive the Euphrates and let them cross? So the Lord is preparing that.
He's the ultimate chess player.
Yeah.
He saw that get checkmated.
Yeah. You keep going.
Oh yeah. So like verse 13, and I saw 3 unclean spirits like frogs come out of the mouth of the dragon, which represents this beast-like system. Okay, that Esau Edom, has established.
Right.
All right. Which today over there in Washington D.C. you have what, the military, you have the Vatican, then also the financial system, which I believe is located in
London,
yeah,
Bank of Europe.
yeah, kind of.
That's the central bank of all the central banks.
Yeah.
The Bank of Europe.
Kinda.
They the ones who own the Federal Reserves.
Yeah.
You know.
All these things got to be wiped out.
Yep.
The team went on. It says, matter of fact, I'm gonna reread it. And I saw 3 unclean spirits like frogs come out of the mouth of the dragon, and out of the mouth of the beast, and out of the mouth of the false prophet.
Yep.
For they
The mouth of the dragon represents Esau.
Mhm.
You know, because he's the dragon, the old serpent, the devil, Esau. And it says the mouth of the beast, which represents what? NATO, which is the military branch.
Mhm.
Okay? And then what was the other one?
And it says, and out of the mouth of the false prophet.
And the mouth of the false prophet is the Pope. So those are 3 right there. The mouth of the dragon, which is the financials, which is the royal families, you know, that own the banking, the central bankings, the Illuminati. Then you got the military, okay, which is NATO, the beast. And then you got the false prophet, which is the Pope in Rome. So they all work in cahoots with each other. It's a trifecta. Yep. You got it, bro.
Continuing on in verse 14, for they are the spirits of devils.
They're the spirits of what?
Devils.
And they're working in the earth right now. Don't doubt that, man.
Mhm.
But guess what? There's an adverse spirit working against them, which is the spirit of righteousness.
That's right.
And we don't got to do much. All we got to do is just do what the Lord told us to do. Because the angels of Yahweh Shema Shah is tired of you in the efforts, man.
Mhm.
Okay? For lack of better words, the Lord is sick and tired of you, man. Okay? Although he gives his people hell and we catch a lot of afflictions and we go through a lot, the Lord is sick of you fucking heathens. So don't for 1 minute second guess it and think that just because you live in high off the hog and you got, you know, the world in your grasp and everything is good and you're able to have the biggest Super Bowl parties and you got all the money, don't think for 1 second that Yahweh Shema Shah ain't livid at you. He's just waiting for the perfect time to destroy you. Yep.
Psalm 7 and 11. Yahweh Bashem Yahushua power judgeth the righteous, and Yahweh Bashem Yahushua power is angry with the wicked every day.
Every day. But see, he judges us. Okay? And when we get brought into judgment, it exercises our judgment.
Right.
You're like, damn, what the fuck did I do? I'm doing something. You know, it makes us sharp. But with the wicked, you doing sacrifices, blood sacrifice, you doing all kind of madness out here. So what the Lord is doing is like, man, I'm gonna gather all of them in the Middle East and I'm gonna burn them. I'm gonna burn them. The Lord's gonna burn the nations, man. Okay, you can go back to God.
Come. Going back to Revelation chapter 16, verse 14, for they are the spirits of devils working miracles. Which that links up to 2 Thessalonians, the lying wonders and the left-handed miracles that these devils gonna have set up to deceive you people. Okay?
Those miracles go into that group. I remember I watching one of Apostle Tar's videos. That word miracle really goes into technology.
Yeah.
That's it.
We're seeing a lot of, the seed that.
Yep.
Right, yeah.
That's why in Matthew 24 it tells us not to be troubled.
Yeah.
We see all this World War III. Oh, there's a this one. The seed that's here. You can still go to work right now.
Come.
You know, you gotta wait for that thing to come.
When that hit, life changing at that moment. That's when we're gonna start to see some shit.
Continuing on in verse 14, which go forth unto the kings of the earth and of the whole world, to gather them to the battle of that great day of the Most High Almighty. Yahweh Hashem Yahushua.
Yep.
Alright, to be prepared to get destroyed, man. Okay?
So hey brothers, we should really be excited to see them gathering. Because they are.
Yep.
These nations are on the move, man.
Yeah.
Okay, the Lord is sparking this thing up. And I'm gonna say this in the spirit. There's gonna be more chaotic events in the near future that's really gonna propel these nations to get a move on.
Absolutely.
And pick a side. Okay? All this plan in the middle is getting ready to be out the door. The Lord is about to force the hand of these nations, man. Okay? The BRICS and NATO is getting ready to go ahead and lock horns. Okay? And go at it. Okay? And they need their allies to be locked in, and there ain't gonna be no middle ground. Okay? Either you in or you out. Okay? So the Lord is making everybody make a decision right now. It's really 2 decisions, but you can say 3. Either you're gonna choose BRICS, you're gonna choose NATO, or you're gonna choose the kingdom of Yahweh Shah.
That's on the Israel.
That's only for Israel. So really it's only 2 choices, life or death.
That's right.
Okay? Life or death. And life is, and only the elect can choose life. Okay? So everybody else is getting ready to get called home. The spirit world is about to get flooded with souls. Everybody, the judgment, bro, the throne of the Most High is getting ready to get flooded with judgment. He's gonna start with his election. Okay? Receive their rewards, receive their crown of glory and their new bodies, and then come back on the earth and establish true justice in the planet Earth.
Yeah. The scripture say, was it second edges that he's not gonna hold his tongue no more touching their wickedness.
Oh yeah.
You know, so the Lord, like the bishop was saying, the Lord is about to establish a judgment whether it be good or bad.
Yep. Was it any more on that?
That was pretty much it.
Yep.
Yeah, that was
So
pretty
yeah,
much it.
man, I know you can just wrap up on that Joel 2nd chapter, just hit the main point.
Come on, this is Joel chapter 3, verses 1 and 2. For behold, in those days and in that time, I shall bring again the captivity of Judah and Jerusalem. Verse 2, I will also gather all nations and will bring them down into the valley of Jehoshaphat and will plead with them there for my people and for my heritage Israel. I can't make this up.
Yeah, you can't.
Valley.
It says, continue on, it says,
That's the first time I've seen them.
Yeah.
yeah. It says, and I will plead with them there for my people and for my heritage Israel, whom they have scattered among the nations and parted my land. Yeah, so the Lord is going to righteously deal with these other nations for our sake. Because you got guys that are saying that, the Lord loves Esau. This is showing that the Lord has love for Israel, but he's going to deal with these other nations, and he's going to bring again the captivity of Judah and Jerusalem. So that means no more clocking in and paying taxes, all right, for the nation of Israel. We're going to be set in our own land And then we're gonna be coming up with the rules and regulations according to the scriptures, like it mentions in various scriptures, like in Revelation 2 and 26, Isaiah the 60th chapter, Isaiah the 4th chapter. So like the brother was saying, this is beautiful because the Lord is pleading for us. All we gotta do is just keep on bringing out these scriptures, and the Lord is doing the rest. That's why the scriptures say the weapons of our warfare are not carnal. All we gotta do is read these pages and do these lessons and go out to the highways and byways, and the Lord is doing the rest.
Come.
That's right, man. So, hey, brothers, there's gonna be more action. There's gonna be more intense situations spiraling in the near future, where it's gonna cause these other nations to continuously, hyper aggressively move their nations to the Middle East for the destruction of the beast. And the Lord's gonna speed it up. Okay, the Lord's gonna speed up the times for the sake of the elect. He's gonna shorten the days and bring about these prophecies. And that goes to show you how much Yahweh Shai love his elect. He love his people. He even ready for Jake to get off of this bullshit that they on, man.
Yeah.
Remember the scripture said, man, it's the Lord's good pleasure to give you the kingdom.
Yeah.
And the Lord scripture say, it's the Lord's determination that all flesh might be saved. But because of rebellion, the Lord is not going to allow 2/3 niggas to come into the kingdom.
Right.
But if it was written for them to get right, hey, the Lord wouldn't mind giving them the kingdom too. But they still gonna give them the kingdom because he gonna get them right. So the Lord really want this thing, man. But remember, the Lord is bound by his word. Okay, so he can't jump steps and make it happen because you feeling fucked up, or the Lord is bound by his word. So his word presides over his name. So he got to make good on his word, man. And he's speeding it up though, cause he know, man. He know we groaning and brothers is frustrated as hell. I ain't never seen brothers this frustrated, man. Jake is frustrated. Jake don't want to be here. Jake trying to find any type of peace and joy. Just remember, man, that the Lord's gonna do this thing, man. Eventually, it's gonna be happening in our face, man. And one day we're gonna look up in the sky. We're gonna see Yahweh Shai.
That's right.
Remember that. We're gonna look up one day and we're gonna say it's over. Just keep that in the forefront. So, Lord willing, that was an edifying lesson. We're gonna give all praises, glory, and honor to
Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem, Chakodash.
Hey, double honors once more to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone. Peace and blessings to the elect. Shalom.
Shalom.